when you understand all of these pieces of anatomy together, this is literally the anatomy of your spiritual body, the closest levels of your spiritual body. When you go into healing facilitation with that knowledge, knowledge is power in that situation. You have the ability, when you have this knowledge is frequency as well. These are frequencies, literally running on heliotalic currents. So the more of it you can absorb, the more of it you're exposed to, the more your fields will be able to hold. This is why we like to give you chart packs before you leave, so you have the graphs, because the graphs are like symbol codes. Even if they didn't have words on them, they still radiate the truth that they're representing in many, many forms, multidimensional forms. So those graphs alone, you can use them as meditation devices, and it will teach you more. It will trigger more understanding in your own self as you use them. It looks pretty good as far as having a chart pack available by tomorrow night, which means whatever graphs you see, you'll be able to take home with you, and we'll have the techniques written down, so you'll have your facilitator techniques. The reason why we knew it was going to be a bit hectic as far as getting the new information in, we had no idea how hectic as far as how intense the new information was, but this is why we didn't build this as a teaching class. This isn't, you can go out now and teach Kathara. Good luck. You know, Kathara level 2 and 3. First absorb it and learn the processes. Fortunately, the processes are much easier than the technical knowledge involved in understanding what those processes are for. So it's worth developing the understanding, because you can have the sense of self-satisfaction in knowing that you are an educated healing facilitator. You have something to offer people who come to you. You're not a charlatan. You're somebody who is educated in a system that is very coherent, very integrated with itself, that integrates contemporary science and ancient spirituality all into one place. So it's not a fluffhead, type of thing to do. It's not, oh, I'm going to call the angels and they're going to heal through me, la-di-da, blow on you and you fall over. It's not one of these type things. There are people out there who do this, right? Yeah, I remember one tried it on me and I stood there and blinked. And she blew on me again and I still didn't fall over, and she told me to sit down. Right? And I was in the audience. So you're not going to have to worry about those kind of performances, because you're not going to be a performer. You're not going to be a charlatan. You're going to be an educated individual. And because of that, you have great gifts to give to the people who will come to you. You will also create a radar station right within yourself, where there will be people through the astral fields. They will pick up that frequency, and people who are in need of these services will come to you. You may meet them in the grocery store. You may, trip over somebody's mail that got sent to you that didn't belong there, and somehow you end up meeting the person and they end up needing a healing thing. So there's almost like a referral service in the D4 frequency bands and higher, that it's a networking system where the frequencies you carry will bring to you and draw to you people that need what you have to give, and also they have something to give to you. In Kathara healing, it's really nice because you're facilitating, but you're supposed to, and we've taught this in Kathara 1, you're supposed to realize they're helping you to heal too. One of the things that can help you really use your healing facilitation experiences for personal growth is to realize a little hidden truth about healing situations. Anyone who comes to you is reflecting a miasmic pattern in yourself. What they're asking you to assist them with, there is a part of you that is holding that same pattern. That's what drew them to you to fix. So as you're facilitating their healing, you are facilitating your own, and they are facilitating yours as well. It's a dual process. So if you can keep that in mind, it's interesting. You look at the clients you might have had for a day and say, what were we working on? And look for the symbol connections, because sometimes, or if you're working on somebody that has like a broken leg and they want some assistance with pain management, you look at your leg and say, well, my leg's not broken. Maybe you had an incarnation where it was in a very painful way, and there's a deep miasm still stuck in your body somewhere in your leg that you don't know because it's not bothering you right now, but it's still in your shield in there. If you ask your own Christos self, you can get the information you need. What did that client mirror for me today? What part of me drew that client to me? And then you start to also realize everybody are symbol people. You're symbol people to other people, and other people are symbol people to you. Just mirrors reflecting a part of the self. And it starts to dissolve the illusion of separation between you and the world, between you and clients, where you realize progressively more and more the oneness that we all are a part of, whether we're rising or falling, regardless of what path we're on. We can never be anywhere but part of the oneness. And the more we recognize that, the more joyful life becomes, and the more peaceful our being responds to things that might appear traumatic on the outside that upset other people. You find yourself emotionally moving to a place of spiritual maturity where you start to see the positive in what appears to be negative on the surface. You start to see the God spark in all expression, even in what appears to be negative expression. And when you get to that point, life is a very different place to be. When you get to that point, there's a lot of other experiences that begin to